to the cloud. Okay, I think that we are starting. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Night of Inspiration. We are so excited to come to you tonight. We've been doing these for a little bit of time, and hopefully you're all enjoying them. But tonight is all about inspiring others and hearing from others about their story and what makes them tick. So my name is Sharita. I'm from Sunflower Sales, and I have the pleasure tonight to interview one of my newer managers. She's just been in the business about a year. Her name is Crystal Siles. So Crystal, we're gonna just get started. I'm ready when you're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Okay, so first things first, Crystal, why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself, about who you are, if you're married, kids, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, well, I'm a mother of 4. I have 3 girls and 1 boy. They're 11, 7, 3, and 8 months. My 8-month-old is actually the Tupper baby I bring to all of my meetings. And I've been with my fiance for going on 13 years. And we live in Gilroy and are currently actually looking to purchase a home. So we won't be in Gilroy anymore, which I'm kind of sad, but that's okay.
Okay, and so being a mom, a busy mom with 4 kids, and yes, Wyatt is our token Tupperware guy. He knows all about what's going on with Tupperware from the time he was in the womb, absolutely. And I think one of your daughters, she's going to be the Tupperware lady because she's all about this Tupperware stuff too. So being a mom and having 4 kids, tell us what made you say yes to Tupperware.
Well, my cousin Cherie was in Tupperware, and I had a party with her. And I told her, I was like, I am not working. I volunteer and take care of an elderly lady. And I have extra time, and I can make my own schedule. And I think that that's a good, additive to it. And it'd be nice to have a little extra money. And so I decided to join, and it was pretty successful. So I stuck with it. I really liked it. I felt like very welcome amongst our group. So I'm very happy that I stuck with it.
Well, that's great. Now, when you first joined, did you know that you were going to do this as a business, or did you think, I'm just going to do this as a little side gig and see if I can make extra money?
At first, I was just going to do it as a side gig. But then I seen how everybody was, and I felt so good when I was with everybody at the meetings, and I was going to all that and attending everything. And I just liked how successful I was in the money that I was getting. So I had to stay with it. There was no way I could leave and not be with my team.
I understand. And you know what? This Tupperware business can become contagious, right? And so the one thing that I have admired about you, you've been in about a year. So you joined last year in May, and you hit the ground running, just like you said. Having a new baby, you got pregnant not long after you started Tupperware. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I do remember you being pregnant for a good majority of the time that you've been in. And the one thing that I notice about you is your consistency with your personal sales, setting yourself a goal and making sure that each and every month you achieve that. So can you share with us during this year, what has been your focus and why did you feel so strongly about your personal sales goal?
For me, I wanted to make sure that I hit my goal every month. I wanted to achieve every achievement that I could and earn every item they offered. And when being in Confident Start, I even wanted to get as far as I could. My goal was to get the pots and pans, but it didn't get there. But I still was happy with what I did get. I believe I was at level 5, almost level 6. But I'm very happy with what I earned and all the things along the way. I don't know what else to say. I really, really am thankful that I joined, and I'm very happy about being in the Tupperware business.
So the other thing that, Crystal isn't saying, because she's probably not sure how to put this together, but I want you guys to know, hopefully all of you are familiar with the Connie program. Are all of you familiar with Connie? I'm sure that Heidi or your business leaders, Caitlin or whomever's team you're under, right? Jackie's or Sandy's, everyone knows about Confident Start, right? Can you guys give me like a head nod, right? So one thing I'm gonna share with you about Crystal is she wanted to make sure that every single month that she achieved one of those levels of Confident Start, whether she averaged bronze, sometimes she hit silver, maybe she hit gold. I have to honestly tell you, in the course of the year, even with her being pregnant, she made sure that she achieved the Connie level, all through her Confident Start and with Connie level. So one thing that I want to share with you is in the course of her joining Tupperware last May, 2 months later, she became a manager, which was pretty quick. And she started to build this team. And so as she was building her team, she maintained her personal sales. So Crystal, share with us a little bit about when you decided to take that step, when you took that step, and what did you do to make sure that, I have to say, almost 85% of the time, you guys have maintained being paid in title. There may have been a few months after you had the baby that, it's kind of that up and down thing, but for the most part, you kept this maintaining. Share with everyone what your focus is and how you rally up with people to keep them on target.
For me, most of my group is actually family members or close friends. So when they can't do it or they feel like they can't, I try to give them positive influences and tell them I'm willing to come to your party and help you if you're nervous. If they can't or have a reason that they can't make their sales, I always try to make sure that I put sales the way, their way. I send sales to them. I just try to make sure that everybody stays active and is still doing their part to my group. And I think it's been working so far. And I think that's one of the reasons that I was able to keep my manager position and move up as quickly as I did.
Can you share also some things that you do when you're out, finding new customers and planning yourself with business? Can you share some of the things that you do to keep up the business and meeting new people?
Yeah, one of the things that I always do is I always bring brochures and flyers and have catalogs with me in the car, order forms. If I go to the grocery store, I always bring the catalogs or the flyers with me, because there's those times where you see somebody maybe even barely making it to pay their grocery bill, or they're in line and they're complaining about their job, and then I'll explain to them the experience I have with Tupperware and how they can earn their own business, make their own hours and earn their income. And even the library, I go to the library with my kids, or the park. I have brochures always in my diaper bag, my purse, they're in my glove box. I have them in every place that they could be, so that I can give them out when I go places publicly. And I'm constantly talking about it to my friends and influencing, my customers. I email them or text message them pictures of the sales. That's the way and a lot of my customers are from just being out in public and going up to someone or greeting someone I don't even know. And one of my biggest orders was $1,500 in October, and that was just one person. And that was because I was at the nursing home, and I went to go see the lady I care for, and I was talking to the neighbor, and she decided to do all our Christmas shopping through me. So, wow. It pays to talk to people. So that's definitely one thing I say, don't be shy. All they can say is no.
And that's one thing I admire about you. You're not afraid to go out there and make that initial contact. I like what you said. You carry material with you all the time. You talk to people in line at the grocery store, all doing this while, you're picking up your kids from school and all of that. So I'm going to ask you something. If you can share one thing.
I even did one other thing I didn't mention, is I went around the neighborhood, because in Gilroy, I don't know very many people. In San Jose, I went around my mom's neighborhood that I grew up in also, but over here I didn't know very many people. And so I went around the neighborhood and gave them flyers and talked about it, and got to know some of my neighbors that I didn't know before. And I think that if you do that, if they don't necessarily want to buy something, maybe they know somebody who does, and that kind of helps too.
Perfect. So if you could share one thing that has wowed you about this business, what would it be?
I think the fact that they they not only give you like rewards for just doing your job, but that you can earn like trips and go to like fun places like Jubilee and like the Hemingway trip my cousin's on right now, and like the WOW trip that she did. I think all those things are great incentives, and I think that that's one thing that everybody should work hard and try to get. Like, I mean, I want to win a trip and go on all that stuff, and I'm hoping, you know, to earn something, sticking with Tupperware and getting my sales to where I want them.
Well, that's great. And it's nice to be able to see that, right? Because if you didn't see it, you wouldn't believe that it happens, right? So I know that you, throughout the course of this year, you have maintained a certain party schedule. You may get a lot of outside orders, but I know that you are always concentrating on parties. About, on average, how many parties do you actually hold per month?
It just depends on how busy I am as far as graduations and stuff. Right now, I had like only 2 to 3 parties the month of May and June, but the highest amount I've had in 1 month, I believe, is 6. And some of mine are really successful and some of them aren't. Like I had one that was almost $3,000, and all of my other ones usually are like $750, $1,000. That's pretty much my average on my parties.
Okay. Well, the nice thing is, the reason why I asked that is consistently, if you weren't consistently holding parties, you wouldn't consistently maintain your sales. So one other thing I want to ask you, and I know that we're all out going to share the opportunity, and most of your team members have been your family and friends, which when you first get started, for those of you who don't realize, your initial recruits when you first join, you tend to be family friends, right? Because those are the ones that are going to get you where you need to be. When you're sharing the opportunity, no matter if it's with a stranger or if it's with a family member, can you share 3 things that you say to people to share with them about the opportunity, to give them the opportunity to say yes, or give them the option to say yes, no, or maybe? What are 3 things you say to people when you're sharing the opportunity?
When I describe the kit, because usually when I'm recruiting somebody, I'm at an event or at a party, I describe the kit and I explain to them the different options of how to pay. And I tell them how you can make your own schedule, you get a 25% discount, and that how much I love being with Tupperware, and how I moved up fast, you know, and I moved to manager within only a few months of starting. You know, I explain usually, like, because some people, they'd come up with excuses like, oh, I have children, or, oh, I can't do it because of this. And I'm like, oh, well, I have 4 kids and I still am able to do it. And, you know, I try to like give them some positive, like, turn around to whatever they say. And then, you know, and I'll even tell them, like, you know, I'm going to help you as soon as you join, you know, under my team. I'll help you do the launch party, and I'll get you the sales you need to stick with it. And, you know, anything you need along the way, you just got to ask me and I'm glad to help you. So I think that's what really helps, because like currently I just recruited somebody, but she doesn't speak English and I don't speak Spanish. So I have other friends that do, and I've been going out of my way to make sure that she has any of the resources she needs. And I get all the flyers for her and anything that I can to make it easy and to make it possible for her to do what she needs to do.
Perfect. So one last question. You joined last year, May of 2018, and you promoted to manager by July. And for some, they might say, oh my gosh, that was so quick. But I want to just ask you, what was the turning point after you said yes that made you, or not made you, that gave you the desire to say, you know what, I'm gonna go for it and I'm gonna try it and see how it works out? What was the turning point that got you to take that plunge?
Seeing other people succeed in it, because at first I was skeptical and I was like, oh no, you know, like if I step up, I'm going to just fall back and I'm going to end up a consultant again because I can't keep up on the sales, and I don't know that my team's strong enough. And so for me at first, I started thinking of all the negatives, of all the things that are going to hold me back from getting to what I wanted to be. And then once I jumped up and got management, I knew right then, I was like, you know, I just got to, you know, make sure that my sales are where they need to be. And keep up on my team and make sure they're doing their parties and doing what they need to do. And just seeing everybody succeed and jump up and move up positions so quickly, I think that kind of helped me.
Perfect. Well, you know what, Crystal, we want to say thank you so much for taking the time out tonight to be our inspiration for our inspiration call this month and representing our company. I am so very proud of you and I'm proud of the success that you've made. I am so happy you're part of our company and are part of our Tupperware family. So what I'm going to do right now, everyone, is I'm going to stop the recording, and let me do that. And that'll give you guys a chance to ask questions if you have any. So thank you, Crystal, again. And hold on one second.